I think poverty, there's so many different definitions of poverty. I've seen poverty up close and personal for about 12 years, working with Loving Care, and then being the pastor of Mission Abilene for the last 7. Poverty comes in so many different ways. For example, the person without a home. We also have teenagers that do sofa surfing, and so that's a form of poverty as well. Homelessness. Poverty can be a reality without, like, spiritual poverty as well, and we can talk about that as well. But I've seen inner city, I've seen people come to our church that, children that we serve a meal on Sunday mornings because some children, they don't eat, properly like they should, and so we make sure we provide a meal. We also provide a Sunday lunch afterwards because many of the shelters don't serve a Sunday meal here in our city. But the thing about poverty that I want people to understand is that there's a great deal of people out on the street that are mentally ill, and but there's a great majority as well that can get a job and that can help themselves as well. And so I think as advocates against poverty and ways to help people out of poverty is that we really need to give people a hand up instead of a handout, and instead of enable people, we need to empower them. And so how does that happen? It's really investing in people's life, doing life with them during their struggles and success. That's one of the hardest parts about this ministry is it's a long roller coaster ride, and you have great times of joy, and then you also have great times of sorrow. But really getting to know people, invest. Everyone has a story, just like I have a story. Each person has a story, and until you really get to know that person, it's very easy to set and judge and go, well, that person has a nice backpack, or they have a dog or a bike, and people don't understand there's great organizations like Loving Care and so many others, Hope Haven, and all these organizations that do a great job of helping people. And so we can't just judge the book by its cover. And so, and what I want to encourage people in the city of Abilene is to get to know people's story. I think you'll be inspired and you'll mature and you'll grow because of people's story, and you'll have a greater appreciation for people. I could tell you countless stories of people that have impacted my life and friends out on the street that have truly changed my life forevermore. And so I think it's much bigger than a poverty issue. It's about building relationships with folks and not hitting them over the head with the gospel or anything like that, but just saying, I care about you. And this isn't just, I'm going to give you a kid and be gone. I'm going to constantly be there for you. And like I said, I worked for Loving Care for so many years, and that's what they still do. They're out every day. And that's what's important, is to get to know these folks, and it will change your life forevermore, I promise you, because their stories, there's so many tragic ones. I know of people that their wife has been killed, and so they had post-traumatic stress disorder after that, or alcoholism or drugs, and so many people stereotype homeless and just think it's a drug and alcohol issue. It's so much more than that, and like I said, you'll never know until you really get to invest and get to know people's story. And like I said, there are those people out there that are the abusers that are out just trying to use the system, but there's a great majority that want to change, and I believe it's every duty, not just the Christian, to people, to give people a hand up and to say, I care, and I want to make this world a better place, and by doing that, I'm going to invest in your life and help you out. And whatever that looks like, whether it's giving someone a bus ticket, whether it's giving someone some clothes for, so they can go and get a job, or whatever it might be, but just really saying, I really care, and being there for that person. I think that's what's most important, and truly giving them a hand up. Handouts, they come. I mean, they're all over our city. There's great organizations that help people, and I think that's important. But here at our church, we're more of the outpatient sense, that we're gonna be here with people, and we're gonna give them a safe place to worship. They can come, without shoes or dress nice. It doesn't matter, and just they can really come as they are. And that's our focus, is to reach out to those people that have been outcasted by most places or most organizations, and we want to give them a safe place that they can worship, and they can find fellowship, and most of all find this spiritual aspect of their life, and also get a hot meal, but just find a place that they can find safety and comfort and feel welcomed. And so that's our point, obviously, to show them Christ through it all, but just to love people as they are and love them through their situation and give them that hand up.